we're going to focus on the title race and the remaining games for each City, Arsenal and Liverpool. We've touched on it. We're going to have a look at the fixtures and have a look at where you see this, I guess, being won and lost. I just want to focus, though, however, on tonight's game just briefly, Joe. You never quite know what you're going to get with Brighton. That's the problem. And, of course, they're at home against City. Could this actually prove a bit of a potentially their toughest game of the next couple?
Yeah, certainly. I think it's a tougher game than going to Forest or Fulham or facing Wolves at home. So until they get to Tottenham away, which I think is definitely their toughest game, yeah, I think this is the one. I mean, Brighton, as we spoke about a short while ago, they're not at their best. It feels like things with Roberto De Zerbi are maybe kind of coming to a bit of a natural end. They've had injuries and struggling in front of goal, but I've been at the Amex a couple of times in the last year or so where they've absolutely blown away big teams. I saw them blow away Liverpool last year. I saw them blow away Spurs this year. So they've got it in them. I'm not saying they're going to do it against City tonight, but it's a bit of a banana skin maybe for City.
I know they have the 2 games in hand, but look, they've got 4 away fixtures, haven't they, Doogie?
Yeah, absolutely. Just at the moment, it feels like nothing's really going to stand in their way. There are 29 games unbeaten in all competitions in 90 minutes. That only defeat in that time to Real Madrid on penalties, a game that they dominated. I actually think Nottingham Forest could be a tricky game as well on Sunday, coming so soon after a Thursday night game away at Brighton to Nottingham Forest. They beat Arsenal at home last year, of course, in the run-in as well. Nottingham Forest absolutely furious with refereeing decisions at the weekend against Everton. I think they'll be highly, highly motivated. Everton getting a win this last night as well. Nottingham Forest really need to respond. So I think that could be tricky as well.
That's a really good point, really good point. We're going to have a look at, I guess, what Opta think now after, as Doogie mentioned, Liverpool's defeat last night. When you look at it, we can bring this up, there we go. Is this the way you see it as well? You've got Manchester City with a whopping 62.2% there, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, I do have them as favourites. I don't know if I would say by that distance. I mean, they've kind of only really got to slip up once, which, as we've said, they definitely could at Spurs, for example, for Arsenal to be right back in it. I guess these numbers are, well, they obviously take into account the fact that Arsenal also have to play Tottenham. They also have to go to Manchester United. Manchester United kind of seems like as easy a game as it would ever be right now, but they always seem to turn up in the big games. You saw it against Liverpool, didn't we, recently? Tottenham also play Liverpool. We keep mentioning Tottenham. Tottenham could be the key in this title race. They play all 3 of these sides, and they would love nothing more than taking points off Arsenal at the weekend, would they? Yeah,
this just illustrates as well, doesn't it, just how damaging that defeat was for Liverpool, with just that 2.7% up there now, Doogie. For the neutral, it's been great because it's unpredictable. Is it becoming a bit more predictable now? And we've had a 3-horse race. It kind of looks like 2.
Yeah, I think it is becoming slightly more predictable. But then a few weeks ago, I think Liverpool had over a sort of 48, maybe 50% chance of winning the league. Now they've got a 2.7%. That was about 3-4 match weeks ago. Arsenal were the favourites at one stage. Now it's Man City. The supercomputer has undulated as the season has gone on. I don't think any of them have been perfect this season. And actually, you look at Man City's defensive record this year, they are not the defensive force that they've been in previous years. I think the absence of Ilkay Gundogan has seen them lose a bit more control in midfield. I don't think any of their defenders have played at quite the same level that they did last year. Arsenal, I think, deserve a better chance than that, to be totally honest, given their form in the league, given the way they confidently dispatched Chelsea on Tuesday night as well. I think they've been absolutely sensational, the top goal scorers in the league, fewest goals conceded. I'd give them a better chance, and as well, being their goal difference that higher as well, that feels like an extra point, of course, if they are level on points as well.